This is the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Trilogy EARTHRISE Voyager class Quintesson Judge. Now, I initially was not planning on getting this figure. I already have the Pit of Judgment, so I felt there was no need to actually pick this one up. And I forgot that during the lockdown way back in April, I was in a very bad place back then, and I was just clicking pre-orders here and there, and I had pre-ordered this set actually from Hobby Corner, and I completely forgotten about it because it was like, months ago. And then I got a notification that it already had arrived, and here we are. So this was pre-ordered, and I picked this up at Hobby Corner. Let's crack this figure open. And here is the Quintesson Judge out of packaging and in his base mode. Because if you remember in my Pit of Judgment review, we started this figure in his robot mode, or his Quintesson Judge mode, and then we transformed it into his base mode. So I thought of doing the reverse for this, since this is technically my second video for this figure. Now, if you're a parent, you're helping your kid transform this Transformer figure, please check out my Pit of Judgment review. This is not the video you want to watch. This is a comparison video, and I'm not going to be talking about transformation in detail here. If you want to know the transformation, go check out my Pit of Judgment review. I'm saying this disclaimer because I got a little bit of heat from my second video unboxing video review of Leadfoot. And one parent was commenting I've transformed too fast, way too fast, and I focused too much on the packaging and all that. I had to comment and say, you're watching the wrong video. You should watch my first Leadfoot video, because the second Leadfoot video is just a unboxing video, and I don't know. So if you're a parent, you want to know how this thing transforms properly, go check out my Pit of Judgment. I'll put a link in the description box below. Let's get started. So you can see right here some differences, namely the green chair, darker gray, basically the same one. Actually, this figure works way better in this color because the tentacles are gray and they don't stand out too much. They kind of feel like they're just wires or cables to form the base. So in base mode, I think this is the better figure compared to the Pit of Judgment version. Now, to transform this figure into his Quintesson Judge, robot mode, you can put the gun right here, store it right there. The cage goes like this. Take off the cap and the boosters or the blast effects. You plug in the jail cell right there, and then what you want to do is you want to detach this base part right here, which will form the chair right there. And then you can go ahead and plug that blast effect right there. And then it's all just a matter of folding up the panels like that. And the main gangplank or walkway like this. And then just fold down the heads one at a time. So death, wit or war, doubt or judgment, wrath, and wisdom. And right there. Let's just plug him in. Let me see. Okay. And then the jail cell is going to fit nicely right here. Okay. And there is the Quintesson Judge. Exactly the same one as the Pit of Judgment Quintesson, and should have the same effects. Let me just get rid of this. And it's a little tight on this one. Not as loose as the Pit of Judgment. Even the way the panels folded, it's much tighter on this one. I guess this was the first version, and then the Pit of Judgment was the second use of the mold, and it had a little bit of degradation. So, innocent, feed him to the Shocktagons. So it's pretty cool. What I do like about this set is I'm not a big fan of the green or the clear blast effect or the gray tendrils. In robot mode, I think what's selling this figure for me are these really nice, really awesome head sculpts. And the way they've been painted is done in this matte type of matte colors, matte paint apps, and it's not shiny, and I actually like this one better. This type of darker, more matte finish type of paint apps for the Quintesson heads, for the Quintesson Judge, especially Death. I think I like them better than the Pit of Judgment version. Pit of Judgment version is very, very cool, quite amazing in its own regard, but this one I think has the better paint apps for the head. Speaking of that Pit of Judgment Quintesson Judge, and if you look at the face sculpts, I mean, I like this one, I really do, but it's a little too glossy. And if you look here, look how nice the matte finish is on the single packaged Quintesson is, okay? And then, let me see if I can just show you guys the others. Let's get rid of the chair. Look at Wrath. I like it in red more than in orange, although this one looks more demonic. This one kind of looks like an Aztec god, so I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Doubt? Yeah, I definitely like this one better. This one's pretty good too. I like the fact that this version has a lot of metallic paint apps, like when, like this one, the spikes on Doubt. When you look at Wit or War, I definitely like this one better for some reason. Although this one I think is more accurate than this one, and even Death. Look at that. I love the metallic teeth on this one, but this one, the way the matte green, matte olive green matches up with the face and those yellow eye bags. Oh, wow. The yellow teeth. This kind of looks like a mummy. This one, it really looks more alien. But I do like this, I think, more than these head sculpts in terms of paint apps. They are exactly the same, and everything else about this figure, it beats this figure in terms of, I think the gray plastic on this one is more cartoon accurate. That's just me. Some would say this is more cartoon accurate, but I do think this is more cartoon accurate, a lighter shade of gray. The blast effect blue is, I think, better, although both are inaccurate. The blast effect should be yellowish orange. Tendrils on this one is definitely better, but the head sculpt, the paint apps on this one, I think beats these. All right, now what I wanted to do was swap the heads, but unfortunately, only the heads of Doubt and Wrath are removable, as you can see right here. And if you look at the other heads of Wit, Death, and Wisdom, there's no way to remove them the same way as we remove these two other heads. They're like a solid piece, and they're sort of tabbed into it, and they're screwed on. I think they're part of the stuff that's screwed on. Maybe you could still pry them open, but I really don't want to take the risk, because to be honest, this is the only thing. When I saw this, I really thought I could jimmy all the heads out and maybe just replace these cartoon glossy heads with these heads from the single packed Quintesson, but only these two heads are removable, and it's a shame. I can swap them out, but you'll have different contrasting types of heads, and it wouldn't be worth doing. So yeah, some assembly was required. These two were disassembled, but the others they have different paneling. Yeah, that sucks. And I guess, I don't know, I'll have to choose and probably get rid of the single carded one. I think the Pit of Judgment is still the best, the superior Quintesson Judge in most elements, in most regard. And I'm actually pretty happy with the heads. It's just I really liked the head sculpt on this Quintesson Judge better because of the matte finish. But both figures are great. If you're not really interested in getting the Pit of Judgment, if you feel you're okay with just the Alicon, the single packed Alicon, and a Quintesson Judge to recreate the 1986 movie scene with the Quintesson Pit of Judgment, then it's fine. You just get the single one. But in my opinion, I think you can get both. I mean, if you're a big fan of the 86 movie, getting the Pit of Judgment will get you the bailiff. We'll get you the prosecutor and a nice diorama, plus a really very accurate Quintesson, well, as accurate as can be, Quintesson Judge, and if you get another one, it wouldn't hurt, because back in season 3, I think we saw several Quintessons on the show. So it's not just one judge. So you can have several judges, and I think that would be cool. I hope you enjoyed this little video review of the Voyager class Quintesson Judge. The figure is going to get a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I think I gave this figure as well as a 9.5 out of 10. I think they're great figures, and it's something that most collectors have been asking for, have been wanting to get, so that they could recreate that 86 movie scene. Let me know in the comment section what you think of this Quintesson figure. Do you like it better than the Pit of Judgment? Or is the Pit of Judgment Quintesson your go-to Quintesson Judge figure? Hit me up in the comment section, and as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. If it's your first time here, please subscribe. And if you want to help the channel out, please check out my Patreon account. There is a link in the description box below. Any form of contribution will greatly help this channel and be much appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the very end of the video. This really helps YouTube with the algorithms and the viewership of the video, so thank you very much. I just wanted to point out that in my last video review of this figure, the Pit of Judgment, somebody had commented that the gun could be held by one of the by any of the tendrils in robot mode, because they've got some pegs and there's like a peg hole right here, because I thought it was kind of silly that a Quintesson would need a gun, but as it turns out, you can actually plug in that gun into one of the tendrils and he could like go blast some Autobots or Decepticons. So yeah, pretty cool. Interesting, but I thought it was pretty silly.